So it's just that kind of night where you have nothing to watch, no movies, no nothing, and you remember that Death Note came out recently. Now there are mixed reviews on the production and how well the movie was, but it's Death Note. You have to see it. So I got some ramen and I watched it. Disclaimer, I feel like my review of the show is going to be a bit more controversial compared to others who outright hated it. I think the first step when coming to watch this movie is to have an open mind. It's Death Note, but it's also a movie, also a live-action movie. If we've learned anything from any other live-action adaptation of a TV show or cartoon, it doesn't always end well. But this one wasn't that bad. Okay, the real first step is to separate the two. This light and this light are very different. And that's okay. You see, the way I saw it was that it was a different Death Note entirely, because, well, it's Death Note, I wouldn't mind that. It's a story about a book that kills people. They got the main plot down. Now, I would say I would try to explain this and review this without giving spoilers, but it's going to be hard to go in depth about my review on the show without actually revealing some of the key elements that have happened during it. Case in point, Misa Amane. In the Death Note anime and manga, she plays a very minor role compared to what she did in the movie. She didn't have anywhere near as much influence as she does in the movie, especially considering that ending. The Misa in the anime and manga was really just a fan, like a big fan, bigger than this guy. That's basically all she was. She served as a, guess you could say, comic relief for most of the time. And at the very start of her arrival, she served as some kind of mystery to add to the show, some complication that Light would have to overcome and deal with, which he did. But for the Netflix adaptation, she was something else entirely. She was a fan, but you had to add the addict to the end of it. She was a fanatic about killing, about the book. And that's not even a main character. And that's an entirely different person we're dealing with. For a character to go from annoying sidekick to this scheming person, that's a big change. Did anyone notice that she was a lot smarter in this movie? I mean, look at how she executed the FBI agents. I dare say that's better than the way Light executed them in the anime. Light didn't even need to show its face. All he had to do was find the name of the person, which he got, and then commanded them what to do via the Death Note. Now we move on to the main characters, though, because they're the star of the show. First, we'll look at Light. The Light in the anime universe is a calculating, cold, quick-thinking genius of sorts. He's highly perceptive and good with problem-solving, and for the most part, handled himself well under pressure compared to this scene. He was popular, and as such, he had a hubris about him, which led to him seeing himself and making himself out to be a god. A death god. The one common element that remained here was justice. But the fuel driving their sense of justice was different. The anime Light's main goal was to create a world of justice purely because he wanted to purify everyone. He wanted to make the world a better place. The one on Netflix just wanted to get off with his girlfriend. That's all he did. That and that. The motives behind their actions are completely different. The Light we all know became ruthless and cold. But this Light was a wimp. Not a wimp, okay? He had a conscience, I guess I should say. He was more like this Light after he got rid of the book. We all already know that after he relinquished the notebook and lost his memories as a result of it, he demonstrates compassion and a reluctance to manipulate and kill others. Once his memories return, however, he returns back to his previous persona, ruthless and cold. Regardless of all this, Light is consistently shown as an idealist, an individual with the potential to go to extreme measures in order to defend his idea of justice. Now for his rival L. In the anime, he is very secretive and only communicates with the world through his assistant. This is immediately broken in the anime since he goes to have a huge press conference in front of the world showing his face. Quote unquote showing his face. The L in the anime is very intelligent. This hasn't changed. Disheveled hasn't changed, and for the most part, he is the same. Until you see him react to certain situations, namely Watari being in danger. The L in the Netflix movie is very emotional. Compared to the L in the anime, who never really showed emotion, the L in the Netflix movie was very emotional, even going so far as to lose logical thought and acting purely on emotion. They got some of his tropes down, like crouching instead of sitting, but they're still different people. Taking all this into account, from the people they've shown us, which is L, Light, and Misa, you have to ask yourself, are we looking at this same story? Sure, they have the book, but everything else is different. So then would it be fair to compare these two on such a level that if they don't measure up to the exact timeline and storyline of the anime version of the Death Note? Sure, Light doesn't seem as cool, calm, and collected as the anime version depicts him to be. He's more realistic. Last time I checked, it wouldn't be Chad, captain of the football team, who is beloved by all, who would want to go on a killing spree to purify the world. It'd be the emo kid in the corner. So before you watch this and you hate it immediately, because Light doesn't have everyone swooning over him, try and give it a bit more